Dear students, today we are again starting the play, The Proposal. Let us recapitulate what had been discussed in the previous class. As we know, Lomov had visited Natalia's house to give her a marriage proposal. Instead of giving her the marriage proposal, Lomov gets embroiled in an altercation with Natalia over the possession of a land called the Oxen Meadows. সেই অক্সেন মেডোজ বলে একটা মাঠের মালিকানা নিয়ে নাতালিয়ার সঙ্গে তর্কে জড়িয়ে পড়ে। Both Natalia and Lomov claimed the land to be theirs. At first, Natalia thought that Lomov was referring to some other field, but Lomov told her specifically that he referred to the Oxen Meadows that was in between the Burke Woods and the burnt marsh. Then Natalia wanted to know how long the land had belonged to the Lomovs. And what did Lomov answer? Lomov said as long as he could remember, the land belonged to his family. And Natalia would not buy this theory. She did not believe in Lomov's words. Then Lomov referred to family history. What was the family history that Lomov refers to? According to Lomov, Oxen Meadows was an apple of discord. An apple of discord means something over which two persons square. যা নিয়ে ঝগড়া হয় তাকে বলা হয় an apple of discord or a bone of contention. The Oxen Meadows was a bone of contention among the Lomovs and the Chubukovs at a time. But now, according to Lomov, everyone knows that it belongs to the Lomov family. Why? Lomov says that his aunt's grandmother, Lomov's aunt and Lomov's aunt's grandmother gave the free use of Oxen Meadows to the farmers of Chubukov's grandfather. Chubukov's grandfather had some farmers. তার কিছু কৃষক ছিল তার অধীনে। Lomov's aunt's grandmother had allowed those farmers to use Oxen Meadows free of cost. বিনা পয়সায় সেগুলোকে ব্যবহার করতে দিয়েছিল Lomov পরিবার. The Lomov family had given free use of the Oxen Meadows to the peasants of the Chubukov family. But in return, the farmers gave the Lomov family something. In return, what did they give? In return, they made bricks for the Lomov family. Now, how long did the farmers enjoy this privilege? এই সুযোগটা তারা কতদিন পেয়েছিল? The farmers had the free use of the meadow for 40 years. And as they had been using the meadow for such a long time, according to Lomov, they thought that the meadows belonged to them, and naturally the Chubukov family also thought that the meadows belonged to them. But actually, according to the historical facts, the land belonged to the Lomovs. So we had read up to this point at page 122. Now we are starting from that point. When Lomov told Natalia about this history of the families, what did Natalia reply? Natalia, no, it isn't at all like that. Both my grandfather and great-grandfather means grandfather's father, reckoned that their land extended to burnt marsh, which means that the Oxen Meadows were ours. Now let us consider the position of the Oxen Meadows. It may be asked in a question also. Where is the oxen meadow? The oxen meadow is between the birch woods and the burnt marsh. That means on one side of the oxen meadows there is the birch woods. That means a forest of birch trees. And on the other side of the oxen meadow there is the burnt marsh. একদিকে birchwood, একদিকে জলাভূমি. In between the oxen meadows. And according to Natalia, her ancestors, her grandfather, her great-grandfather reckoned. To reckon means to establish, pratishtha kora. What had they established? They had established that their land extended to burnt marsh. That means if some land extend to burnt marsh, naturally it includes the oxen meadows, because oxen meadows is in between birchwoods and burnt marsh. Burnt marsh পর্যন্ত যদি তাহলে জমি হয়, তাহলে oxen meadows Chubuka family হয়, because the oxen meadows is something in between the birchwoods and the burnt marsh. So Natalia said that her ancestors had established that their land extended up to the burnt marsh. Naturally, the oxen meadows belonged to them. This was Natalia's argument. I don't see what there is to argue about. And Natalia says that it was so crystal clear that there was nothing to quarrel over it. It's simply silly. Silly means foolish. According to Natalia, Lomov was acting in a foolish manner. Why was Lomov acting in a foolish manner? Because he was trying to argue over the possession of the oxen meadows, and according to Natalia, it undoubtedly belonged to the Chubukov family. Lomov. I'll show you the documents, Natalia Stepanovna. Lomov says that he has documents in his possession. What are the documents? Documents means the papers that prove the possession of a land. যে কাগজপত্র থেকে জমির মালিকানার প্রমাণ পাওয়া যায়, that is called document. For example, the mutation or certificate from the corporation, these are the documents. Natalia: no, you are simply joking or making fun of me. What a surprise. We have had the land for nearly 300 years, and then we are suddenly told that it isn't ours. Now Natalia is exasperated. She is confused, and she thinks that perhaps Lomov is making fun of her. বোধহয় আপনি মজা করছেন. According to Natalia, the Chubukov family had the oxen meadows in their possession for 300 years. Try to remember this time period, because this may be asked in a question. According to Natalia, how long had the oxen meadows been under their possession? It was under their possession for 300 years. Ivan Vassilevich, I can hardly believe my own ears. Hardly believe. Hardly means almost no. That means I cannot believe my own ears. Why does Natalia say this? According to Natalia, what Lomov says is incredible. Incredible means unbelievable, অবিশ্বাস্য. Such a thing is so unbelievable that Natalia cannot believe her own ears. These meadows aren't worth much to me. Worth means value. According to Natalia, the oxen meadows is not a very valuable property. এটা খুব দামি কোনো সম্পত্তি নয়. It does not have much worth. They only come to 5 desiatins, that is 13.5 acres. Desiatin is a unit to measure land in Russia. রুশ দেশে জমি মাপের যে একক তাকে হচ্ছে ডেজিয়াটিন. In our country it is কোঠা or কাঠা, বিঘা. In Russia it is desiatin. So try to remember the area of oxen meadows. The area of oxen meadows is 5 desiatins, and if it is translated into the British unit, it will be 13.5 acres. 1 acre roughly 12 to 15 bighas of land. So it means 13.5 acres and are worth perhaps 300 ruble. Ruble is Russian currency. Rus desher mudra hocche ruble. So what is the value of oxen meadows? Try to remember it. The value of Oxen Meadows is 300 rubles. That means it is not very valuable. It does not cost much. Then why is Natalia fighting over it? But I can't stand unfairness. Unfairness means injustice. On that, Natalia cannot stand unfairness. Stand means to tolerate, সহ্য করা. According to Natalia, it is her nature that she cannot tolerate injustice. Say what you will, but I can't stand unfairness. So Natalia told Lomov that she was fighting over the land not because it was a valuable property. The land was not very valuable. Actually, the cost of the land is only 300 ruble. Then why is Natalia fighting over it? Natalia is fighting over the land because of a principle. এটা একটা নীতির ব্যাপার. She cannot tolerate injustice. সে অন্যায় সহ্য করতে পারে না. This video comes to an end. I will upload another one.